The New York Giants, they collapsed against the Denver Broncos, a game where they had a comfortable lead, 19 to zip, and then 26 to 8, something like that. They had an 18, 19-point lead throughout this game. They held Broncos down for the first three quarters. And
Yeah, it was 19-0 going into the fourth quarter, Mike. That's what it was.
Jason, to think that, I mean, I'm not even going to go into history, but 33 points in the fourth quarter, that is insane. That is insane, allowing 33 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know you can score a bunch of points. I mean, 33 is ridiculous, though. I mean, especially like the Giants were up by 19 points or whatever it was, 18 points with 5 minutes left. You have to win the game. You have to win the game. There's no, I mean, between conservative offense on the Giants' part, poor defense, the defensive coordinator putting in using a prevent offense, defense for the Giants. The field goal kicker missing 2 extra point kicks, 2, not 1, 2.
Oh, that was disgraceful.
Yeah, I mean, come on now, you got to be able to kick the ball. That's ridiculous. And then the poor clock management. I mean, it just goes on and on. I mean, everyone contributed to the comeback by the Broncos. I mean, Dart throwing a bad, forcing the ball. I don't know if he forced it, but he sort of tripped over the defender, and he was throwing it, and that led to an interception. It led to the Broncos scoring a touchdown. The Broncos had to get 2 2-point conversions in that touchdown, which they did do. I mean, it just goes on and on. It was crazy. It was one of the worst losses I've ever seen. Thank God this wasn't a playoff game. That's all I could say.
I've seen Giants collapse in one playoff game that I can think of, and that was back in 2002 against the 49ers. The 10-year-old
yes.
the 11-year-old in me at that time, that crushed me. I was so pissed because I'm here thinking, okay, the Giants are on the road. They are going to go to the divisional round.
Mike, that happened on my birthday, Mike, just to let you know, back in whatever year you just said that was on my birthday, just to let you know.
The game against the 49ers?
Yeah, my birthday is January 5th, so I'm pretty sure that was the same day, that night or whatever.
Yeah, I remember it was a 4:00 game.
Right, it was late.
And Terrell Owens was still with the 49ers at the time. And he took over. But yeah, if it was a playoff game, it would have.
And if you want to get back to the Giants, I'm not to cut you off, because another thought came in my head. Okay, so the Giants, to me, we've seen this earlier in the season too. We've seen it with New Orleans and we've seen it with Dallas. The Giants' defense, for whatever reason, wears down. I know they were up, they were cruising along, but it seems like they just get to a point, and the secondary can't stop anybody, whether they use zone or man defense. The 4 down linemen, we have 4 great pass rushers. They just can't get to the quarterback. The offenses for those teams, they know if you throw the ball quick, that takes away the pass rush. If you roll out, that takes away the pass rush. There's different ways to counter the pass rush. Get rid of the ball quick, hand the ball off. But that everything that they seem to do works on the Giants in the fourth quarter. It just seems like that. And again, the defensive coordinator, his name's Shane Bowen, I think that's his name. He's not doing a good job. I mean, the Giants were up by 2 points. He has a prevent defense, in which I mentioned earlier. They only had 3 men rushing the quarterback. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's too easy. I mean, the NFL is built now where you have, they're going to 5 eligible receivers, tight end, 4 wide receivers, or 5 wide receivers, or running back, and they're getting big chunks, and the Giants just couldn't stop them. I mean, it's just a collapse of epic proportions to me. Again, thank God this wasn't a playoff game. It would have been a complete, utter disaster, because our expectations for the Giants this year were not great, were not high. What we said earlier, we did a preview. And but even if the Giants were 0-6 coming into this game, You have to win the game. When you're up by that many points in the beginning of the fourth quarter, you have to win the game. I'm sorry. It's inexcusable.
As tough as this loss was, the silver lining about this Giants team is the young guys that they have playing right now.
Sure.
Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboom, they in 1 month, 4 games, they completely changed this team from an energy standpoint. Their enthusiasm has been infectious for this team.
Right.
And if you think otherwise, look at that game against the Eagles. That game, to me, was the signature moment that the Giants' future could be bright as long as everyone stays healthy and you give these guys the ball. Let them rock.
Right, but they don't stay healthy. Neighbors is hurt. Graham Gano is hurt. That's why McTanney is kicking field goals because Gano is hurt. He cost them 2 games last year. Gano, if you remember, early in the season, he got hurt and they had no kicker against Washington, I think. And then the next week, when he tried to kick or he came back, he couldn't kick. So, again, the field goal kicking has cost them 2 games, even this year, yesterday, and a couple of weeks ago.
For a kicker, is either this gonna break him and he will lose his confidence, or he will do what a real competitor does. Go to the drawing board and continue to practice 100, 200, 1,000 kicks until you get it right. If he has the mental fortitude to do that, then he'll be fine. And I hope he does, but again, that comes down to his confidence. If his confidence waver after this game, then he's not gonna make it. So
I agree.
The way I look at things is that
He might not be the kicker after today. I can just talk of that too, but we'll see.
and it's New York we're talking about. So,
Right.
but the way I view things, Jason, it's a team game. I don't view it like I once did, or like many sports writers, analysts does that they only pinpoint finger at one person. This Giants loss, it took more than one person.
Yeah, it was a team effort to lose.
Jackson Dart made some mistakes.
Right.
The
Absolutely.
defensive coordinator made horrific decisions. The head coach himself, as always, makes horrific decisions.
Yeah, we know.
There was just so many, but it was just again, it is just astonishing that okay, I get that today in sports, you can rack up a lot of points.
Right.
Really, in any sport, you can rack up a lot of points because the rules has changed and so forth. But 33 points, that's super unacceptable. Super unacceptable, especially the fact that you played great the first 3 quarters. The Broncos was a very good defensive team this year.
Right, they're one of the best.
Defense. They did not play good defense. So if you look at things the way the Giants season is going, the Giants, for a team that all of us, even as fans, we did not have high expectations for them in terms of winning games.
No.
But given the changes that was being made from the running back position and quarterback position, and some of these games that they played lately, they could have arguably had at least 4 wins by now, 4 or 5 wins.
That's right. They could be easily 5-2 instead of 2-5 easily.
Yeah, the Cowboys game, they could have won that game. The Saints game, if they had 0 turnovers, they would have won that game.
They would have won the game. Yeah, they would have won it outright. I agree.
And this one, arguably, and I repeat, arguably, not for sure, but arguably, you could have beaten the Chiefs. Arguably.
They played well.
If they would have done certain things, because now the Chiefs are getting hot. They're getting hot right time now. But a few weeks ago, that wasn't the case. But again, they had injuries, and now they're getting into form. Same thing with the Eagles. They're slowly getting into form. And they're going to be playing again next week, Giants and Eagles.
Right.
So
matchup in Philadelphia.
But
the Chiefs have become back to the yesterday's victory. They're back to either the Super Bowl favorite or one of the Super Bowl favorites again. I'm pretty sure they were talking about it last night.
I feel that the victory against the Lions, which I was surprised about the margin that they won, I feel that that Sunday game last week was a statement game to say, don't forget about us.
Right.
And, obviously look what they did to the Raiders yesterday. But I mean, yesterday's game, honestly, yesterday's week 7, I wasn't too thrilled because there was a lot of blowouts
Well, a lot of
throughout the,
blowouts. Yeah, there
a lot
were.
of blowouts. Um, I, even though the Giants lost, but that one at least they made it compelling. The Giants and Broncos.
An
So,
understatement.
and it should
Compelling.
have gone to overtime. It should have. But like I said, that's sports. Things will happen. So,
And not to beat a
but
dead horse, though, real quick before you make your next, before I forget, the Giants got too conservative. So even when they went back up because they got a deflective touch, they got a ball that was deflected, and the tight end caught it, and he went into the end zone. They got too conservative. Like, right, we don't want you to come out and have 4 wide receivers. I get it, but you have to spread the offense more because running the ball, and then making it third and long fell right into what Denver needed to do to get the Giants off the field and to get their offense on the field and go to a 4 and 5 wide receiver set like they did and march right down the field and score those touchdowns. And the Giants did it consecutive. They did it once and then they did it right back the next time. And you got to get more yards on first down. You can't just always hand the ball off. You know, everyone on the offensive line. You hand the ball off and try to get it. That doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to um, throw a seam pass or a screen or something different, something to throw the defense off. You get more yards because if the Giants would have got one more first down in the game, they would have won near the end. They would have won the game. They would have been. They would have had Sean Payton would have used his timeouts, and the Giants probably would have been able to run out the clock, probably, and they would have won the game. Again, mismanagement of the clock by Drabel.
yeah, buddy. But hey, that's football for you. We win some, we lose some, but now they got to move forward. I mean, they're 2-5 now, but now they got to focus on the Eagles. Now, my final question to you before we wrap up.
Okay.
Can you imagine what the headlines will be if miraculously the Giants beat the Eagles a second time?
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean,
And they'll be on the road this time.
right? It'll be in Philadelphia, like we mentioned. I know the Giants are like 6 or 7 point underdogs as of right now, or maybe yesterday. I checked whenever it was. I haven't checked today yet, but they'll be underdogs. The 7 points isn't. The Giants were 6 or 7 point underdogs yesterday and could have won the game, as we know. Um, they're gonna have to play a similar game that they played yesterday without a fourth quarter disaster. They play a complete game. They have just as good a chance to beat the Eagles as any other team. They're capable of doing it. If that's what you're getting at, they're capable of beating the Eagles.
I hope, and I repeat, I hope that these next 3 to 5 years, Jackson Dart and Jalen Hurts become the new quarterback rivalry, between the Eagles and Giants. I'm really hoping that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really hoping that you'll have Jackson Dart versus Jalen Hurts, and then you have Saquon Barkley and Cam Scatterbull. And I say that because even though both sides, are totally far apart, but both men from a running back position, they're absolutely beasts. They're very tough to bring down. Cam Scatterbull, he reminds me, and not to compare, but in terms of like his physique and the way he runs the ball, even though he's small compared to this person that I'm about to mention, and that is Mike Allstott, A Train, when
Oh,
he played
yeah.
with Bucks. There's certain things about Cam Scatterwood that reminds me about him. Um, there's that, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That this happens again. Everyone must stay healthy, and hopefully, everyone stays together these next 3 to 5 years.
Right, and that'll also count going forward. Next year we have to have neighbors come back healthy. The Giants could use another wide receiver. Hopefully they get that. They might get that at the trade deadline this year. And they got to fix that secondary. God.
No disrespect, Jason, because I
No,
like
no,
him
no,
a
no,
lot.
no. I know, no. Again,
And the reason I'm saying that because I gotta now that you mentioned the trade deadline, I gotta mention this one wide receiver that
the
the Giants could get.
Waddle.
Hey, yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. And I say that because I'm covering the Miami Dolphins this
Right,
year.
right, right.
I'm covering the Dolphins and Arizona Cardinals. So Jalen Waddle, he's one of the best players that the
I
Dolphins have
agree.
right now.
And they're looking
So
to trade. They might be. They're
if
probably looking to trade him. That's what the.
if you could get him, that would be nice because listen, in football, I mean sports in general, but especially football, that's a very tough sport that a lot of injuries can happen. It's all about the next man up. And that's something I took it more serious, especially when I look at the San Francisco 49ers situation. Everybody's decimated, and then
Right.
again, they find ways to win. So the Giants, okay, you don't have elite neighbors, but you got to pay attention to. Target Theo Johnston more
Which
often.
they have. Right.
Go to him more often. Um, oh my God, I'm forgetting this other guy's name.
Well, Will Dale Robinson, as the other wide receiver. Jalen Hyatt they have, and they have they brought up the guy from the practice squad, Sargins or something
I
like
think
that. Hodgins, I think his name is. He's the big
I,
tall guy. He's like 6'3" or 4.
yeah, I mean, hey, you got to use those guys. You never know if they could be a potential weapon.
And
You know,
or throw the ball. They also throw the ball sometimes to Scatterbull or Tyrone Tracy, the other running back too. Sometimes that's an option too.
that's the strength that the Giants have. You have quarterback and you have the dual backfield with Tracy and Cam Scatterbull.
Right,
In
right.
terms of wide receiver and tight end, you know, just give these guys a chance. Let them eat. Let them eat. You never know. Let these guys eat. So, and speaking of letting guys eat, I just gotta mention this one quick thing. So I finished watching the Saquon Barkley documentary on Prime Video, and there is one particular part in the documentary that it had to do with last year. I think it was a game where I think he had a chance to like break some kind of record
Yeah,
in a
the
game.
almost yards, wasn't it? Or was it for one game? I don't. Was it all
It was
time?
one game. It wasn't at the end of the season, but it was a
Oh,
certain
all right then. Then okay.
and they're mic'd up him and the coach, and basically coach saying like, "Yo, do you want to get these extra yards, bro?" And Saquon said, no, 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 I'm cool. Let the young guys eat. Like,
Yeah,
give
let
them
them.
playing
Yeah, give
time.
them a shot. Yeah, no,
And that's what I'm playing in this situation. You gotta give these guys playing time because you never know who's gonna break out. You never know. It's all about next man up. That's how this game is about.
right. It's all about next man up. But sometimes, like you mentioned, the 49ers, they've been decimated with injuries and they've been able to survive. Where other teams, one player goes down and it's a disaster for them. It seems like they can't, no matter who they bring up, the backup isn't good. So sometimes it's just a matter of luck, good coaching, a combination of scouting. So that's all combined into that.